School grounds offer a rich range of opportunities for developing literacy skills across all stages. Helen Finch and Hannah Rain took part in a year-long Grounds for Learning training programme and explain here some of the approaches to outdoor literacy that they have developed in their schools.
What I want you to do is I'm going to shout out a word, and the first person needs to go and collect all the letters to spell that word. And while she's doing that, our team members are going to write it down on their whiteboard and hold it up and show her, so in case she gets stuck. Okay? They are all jumbled up, which is fine for sort of upper primary, but for my infants I normally have it in alphabetical order. And then also later on you have to go and put them back as well. I mean, it's for every child, but especially for those children who disengage. It's active for them. They're getting their extra physical activity now that the government's asking for 2 hours a week. Behaviour's better because the children enjoy it. They say it's a treat. If they misbehave, they have to come back inside. They're missing out. And also the children are so active, they don't get a chance to misbehave. They're enthusiastic, they're engaged in what they're doing, and they're becoming familiar with their surroundings.
Activity that I'm going to do with you is rune writing. Last term we were doing a Viking topic, and this is sort of cross-curricular literacy, and all you need is some sticks, which I brought some just in case there wasn't a lot lying about, and the translation sheet from the runes, and the children ran about, gathered as many sticks as they could and wrote their name out and laid it out on the ground, and then we took photographs for evidence, and the children really enjoyed it. And some children find it difficult some letters are more tricky than others to work out the shapes, so they were helping each other if they'd finished their own.
I have a really big class, but I've got quite a lot of children with difficulties within the class, and they need quite a lot of kinesthetic and active learning, so for me this would be something that I could use, yeah. And we're doing the Vikings topic at the moment, so again it would tie in nicely.
The skills that you've already got as a classroom teacher, you're just taking them outdoors. You're taking your skills outside, you're taking the learning outside. It's not reinventing the wheel. It's just what you would normally do inside, but thinking of a way of how could I do it outside and how could I make it work outside with the children.
I've got a primary 6-7 class, and I'm going to focus on some reading comprehension that led into a writing task. It was based on Kensuke's Kingdom. Some of you are probably very aware of the book. So I read the extract to the children. I'm going to give you a copy, and I asked them to look for things that told you what Kensuke looks like, the character of Kensuke looks like. So they went through and they highlighted the bits that would tell them what he looked like, and we went through, discussed words we didn't know, and they then went outside and they had to create their own Kensuke using materials from the outdoor learning boxes. If you're familiar with Grounds for Learning, you'll know what's in these. And then after that, they went round a different Kensuke and they wrote adjectives describing this new person.
I think that's really good because we try and use outdoors all the time to do different learning. So we've got a wooded area in our playground, so we've been out doing literacy skills in there. And we did a story called Lost in the Woods, so we used the outdoors to get in there and get a feel for what the woods were like, and they closed their eyes and listened to all the sounds round about them and all the feelings of different things and that. So it really helped our writing, and it was a lot more interesting, their stories with a lot more adjectives and things in it.
We get parent helpers in to help us, and they can see what it is we're doing with the children, and they can understand it a bit better as well. The children go home and they're more inclined to talk about what they've done today if they've been outside, rather than just saying, oh fine, we didn't do anything. And if there is anything that we think parents need to definitely know about, if we're going out into the street or we're doing anything that has a little bit of risk with it, we send letters home asking parents whether they want their children to opt in or opt out, and we've never had a child opt out. This is for sequencing, and it's a variety of cards that I've laid out, 4 different colours. So you need to find your team, and then you need to be able to put the cards in the correct sequence. Some of them are really basic for infants, just pictures. Some are pictures and words, some is just text, depending on the level that you're working with. So if you want to go and pick a card now, they're all spread around all the trees, and find your team and put them into the correct sequence.
I don't think it's an option. I think it's you get children out there and get them engaged with what's in their environment.
No, it's not. Yeah, I used this one with the infants because it was our RME topic, but I had more cards so that it was a bit more tricky for them, but that's the starting off one for very small children. And they really enjoy it as well, because if it's really spread out around the whole playground, and as soon as they come out, they can see cards, they can see colours, they desperately want to go and get them and see what it is. For me, a good starting point was the Grounds for Learning programme that I took part in. It was a year-long programme, and it was sharing ideas and lessons with other teachers in my council. And to be honest, the internet's a great use for that. They've got the Grounds for Learning website that can point you in all different directions of resources, sort of reading material, practical resources that you might want to have in your classroom for outdoor learning, and different courses you can go on. And with regards to practical resources, I've got a Grounds for Learning box, and it normally contains clothes pegs, string, buttons, old keys, and some playground chalk that the children can use. So it's not anything expensive. A lot of the stuff you've already got in the classroom or in the house that you can use to start up.
Grounds for Learning is a Scottish charity dedicated to helping you to teach effectively outdoors. Visit our website to find out how we can support you through our training, resources and advisory services.